Ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode of the podcast, I'm going to share 5 ways that you can do New Year's resolutions better than you ever have before so that you look amazing, feel amazing, perform at your best, become the envy of your friends and family, and make this year the best year of your entire life. Tune in and take notes.
Welcome to the CrossFit Edwardsville Community Podcast, where we hear and learn from our coaches, CrossFitters, and Glen Ed community leaders. Now, here are your hosts, Dallas and Greg.
So around this time of year, you guys know everyone is kind of setting a new path. They're setting a course to be better than they have before, to look amazing, feel amazing, perform at their best, live their best life, be the upgraded 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 version of themselves. But the success rate with New Year's resolutions is really abysmal. I don't know the specific data on this, but something like less than 10% of New Year's resolutions are ever achieved. And in fact, the vast majority of them, over 70 or 80%, people quit on them within the first 2 weeks of the year. But the good news is we can do it better. There is a better way, and I'm going to reveal 5 ways, 5 steps that you can take, very actionable, practical steps that you can take with your New Year's resolutions this year so that you actually achieve what you set out to do and do it at a way higher level than you ever have before. It is our 5 ways to do New Year's resolutions better. So let's jump in with number 1. Make your New Year's resolutions smart. Specifically, I'm talking about SMART goals, SMART goals. And if you've been a part of personal development culture before, you may have heard of these. SMART goals are SMART. They're specific, they're measurable, they're actionable, they're realistic, and they're time-bound. I'll give a quick explanation for what each of these is. Saying that I want to lose weight is a very general, amorphous, and nebulous target. But a much better goal is to say, I want to lose 1 pound a week for the next 4 months. As I follow through with my fitness plan, my nutrition plan, enjoy the journey, and be down 16 pounds by the end of month number 4. First of all, that is a very specific goal. It's measurable. It is actionable. It has steps that you can take, things that are under your control in there in terms of your exercise plan, your nutrition plan. It is a very realistic goal to lose 1 pound a week and be down 16 pounds in the next 4 months. And it is time-bound, meaning that there is a deadline for it. Another way you can look at it is, I'm going to cut 2 pounds of weight per week by prioritizing protein and vegetables at every meal, doing 4 CrossFit workouts each week to achieve my weight loss goal by my class reunion on XYZ date. That's another example of a specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound goal. That goal gives you a very crystal clear roadmap for how to get from where you are to where you want to be. It does, I always get this little bit of pushback, it does take a little bit of time to actually sit down and craft these SMART goals. But once you have them and you write them out and you put them where you see them every single day, they drive and motivate action at a much higher level, and they make winning so much easier. So number 1, make your goals smart. Number 2, make your goals or your New Year's resolutions habit-based. I also put it this way. Enjoy the journey. It's not always just about the outcome. It's about actually enjoying the process. One of the things that I love about CrossFit workouts is that they are literally never boring, and the people there are cool. The coaches are fun and engaging. They're great teachers. I like doing CrossFit because it really keeps me interested and engaged over the long term. I've now been CrossFitting for over 15 years. I have never done a boring workout. They're always an adrenaline rush. They're exciting as well as being really effective. So in a way you might look at this in terms of your New Year's resolution is you might say, I'm going to attend 4 CrossFit workouts each week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday as my new fitness achievement plan. That is a very specific plan, and it allows you to focus on the journey itself, on the behaviors or the rituals that are completely under your control. You could even further refine it to say, I am going to attend 4 CrossFit workouts on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday every week, and enjoy the journey by having fun with my workout buddies and partners at CrossFit Edwardsville. That way, you're not just doing the things, but you're enjoying the journey. You make it a piece of the goal to actually enjoy the process itself. And I hope that you do, because, by the way, you should enjoy the process. Fun is sustainable, and you should enjoy your fitness journey. So, suggestion number 2, make your New Year's resolutions habit-based or behavior-based. Number 3, the flip side of the coin. Way number 3 to make your New Year's resolutions much more effective, make them outcome-based, i.e., begin with the end in mind. If you've ever read Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he says that one of the absolute key prerequisites to being an effective person is beginning with the end in mind, knowing what you want to achieve. And there's real value to both having a process focus as well as an outcome focus. The asterisk to an outcome focus is that the outcomes are not necessarily always under your control. What I mean by that is you might have a game plan to do fitness and do nutrition and fit into a smaller dress size by a certain date, but to some extent the outcomes are not necessarily under your control. So there is that asterisk to this idea, but many people are far more motivated by having their crystal clear, exciting, better vision of themselves in the future. Dallas and I have talked about this on the podcast many times, where one strategy that you can take to help yourself to achieve being that better version of yourself today is to, in your mind, picture your very best self. How would that person carry themselves? How would they eat? What activities would they do? What would they prioritize? When would they go to the gym? How would they treat their spouse? How would they treat their kids? And how does it feel to be that person? How does it feel to have that body, have that energy, have that life? Picture it in your mind. Step into the way that it feels to be that best version of yourself. Marinate in the feeling of being that best version of yourself, having achieved that body, that life, that energy, that relationship, and then step into being that person today. That feeling you have when you are that person, give yourself the gift of being that today, and then go and then do all the things that 2.0 version of yourself would do. Beginning with the end in mind is another very effective strategy to make your New Year's resolutions much more effective. That's number 3. Number 4, do fewer, not more. More is not necessarily better, and having 15 New Year's resolutions might guarantee your failure in all of them. There is that expression that if you chase 2 chickens, you're going to catch neither of them. It is better to have one goal in your health category It might be a goal like I described earlier in terms of losing 2 pounds a week of body fat. It might be a wealth goal. I'm going to get a 5% raise at my job by doing this and this and this. It might be I'm going to enjoy a much more vivid and exciting and rewarding and fulfilling relationship with my significant other by doing these very specific behaviors and going on regular dates every week, every 2 weeks. I recommend having one goal in your health category, one goal in your wealth or your career category, and one goal in your relationship category to be your key focus going into the new year. Focus breeds a much higher level of success. Like you can direct all of your efforts to 1, 2, maybe 3 key things. After that, you become too spread out. You become less effective. You're too diluted across different battlefronts. It's better to have all of your focus on 1 to 3 key things. So identify what are the things that you absolutely want the most. You absolutely want these the most and you're willing to fight for them. Make those your New Year's resolutions and then mercilessly cut off all the other goals, all the other distractions, and go all in on the few. Do fewer, not more. And then finally, number 5, which I'll get to in a second. Let's do a quick recap. Better ways of doing New Year's resolutions. Number 1, make them SMART: specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. Number 2, make them habit-based. Number 3, make them outcome-based. Number 4, have fewer of them. Focus your efforts. And then finally, number 5, get accountability. You are probably not very good at holding yourself accountable to doing the things that you say you're going to do. Most people aren't. So if that's you, don't let that feel bad about yourself. It's a human condition. And so many of us have that struggle that if you only announce the goal to yourself in your own mind and you don't have somebody else to hold you accountable to it, you're probably going to fall off the wagon the moment you just don't feel like doing the work anymore. It's a much better strategy to have a coach or a workout buddy or somebody in your life who you give the authority to check in on you and hold you accountable to actually doing the things that you say that you're going to do. This is one of the things that I love about CrossFit Edwardsville is I have a coach that writes my workouts for me and holds me accountable to showing up and doing those workouts. It helps me be a lot more consistent with my exercise. Also, the people that I work out with will notice if I'm not there and they'll reach out to me to check on me. If your gym experience does not include somebody that notices when you're missing and reaches out to say, hey, where are you? Why haven't you been to the gym? Come to the gym. We need you here. You need you here. Take action. Do the thing. Doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. This is what you committed to do. Take action. If you need that kind of accountability in your life, you need a coach. And come find one at CrossFit Edwardsville. Or at the very least, get accountability from somebody in your life, somebody who you know and you trust will actually hold your feet to the fire. And I hope that you do. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need a little bit more help, a little bit more guidance with your workouts, with healthy eating, with fitness, with nutrition, or with accountability, we've got your hookup. You can look us up on all of the socials. You can find CrossFit Edwardsville on YouTube and all the podcast platforms and Instagram and Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. When you're ready, when you've read all of our Google reviews, we have 1,000 of them. You can go to CrossFitEdwardsville.com, book a no-sweat conversation with a coach. It's a phone call, no sales pitch. You could be anywhere. And we'll talk to you about what you want to achieve in your health and fitness journey. For now, thank you for the gift of your time and your attention, and we will see you guys in the next episode of the podcast.